Hello folks, welcome to my latest Let's Play. I'm already off to a bad start because I goofed up and recorded a whole soundtrack and forgot to click start capture on my actual importer thingy. So, you didn't even get to see it, but this Let's Play is already off to a thoroughly incompetent start. But, no crap, I was hoping to go to the intro movie and not to demo mode. I'm going to be Let's Playing, a couple story modes here and there, over the next couple, probably months, of Rumble Roses for the PS2. So let me warn you right off the bat, this game is basically meant to be kind of like video game soft porn. That might be going a little too far. Kind of like anytime you watch a TV show that's like has Pamela Anderson in it, and like the point of the show is really to be looking at her boobs and stuff. And that's kind of like what's going on here. This is a game where you're meant to be looking at boobs and kind of playing the game also as you go along, but mostly you're meant to be looking at boobs. And I think it's a fun game anyway. It's got halfway decent gameplay. It's kind of fun. It's cute. It's sort of a guilty pleasure, but it also has some of the most amusingly ridiculous storylines that I've ever seen anywhere. It's has a unique story, sort of, for each of the default characters, and everybody has an alter ego form who has kind of a mini story that doesn't really do a full-fledged story for them. But the stories are fantastic, and that's why I want you to experience the joy of Rumble Roses. And, so, warning, it is like, you can see right there, like, half of Reiko's butt hanging out there. The game is meant to be sexual, so if you're, like, turned off by that or offended or whatever, you probably want to check out another Let's Play, including my Let's Plays, folks. I've got plenty of Let's Plays, like Strider, where there's, like, really no sexual content. It's just good, clean fun. This one is, good, slightly less clean fun, so I hope you will enjoy it. But if you don't think you're going to, turn back now. I won't be offended. Okay, so now we're watching the intro movie. We basically have, there's our version of Ryu, there's our version of Ryu is actually about Reiko, and she's been just set on fire and will breathe her last, and she's getting ready to go in and fight, and you can see here, boob shots. That's pretty much what this game's about. And she's getting ready to go into the ring and do battle with lag. It won't be lagging on your screen, folks, but it is lagging on mine. She's like, hey everybody, I'm a noble warrior, I fight and I have bravery, and you're looking at my butt, aren't you? And this is this game's version of Ken, in that Ken is like a big blonde idiot, and Dixie's kind of a big blonde idiot too. But they're not Ken and Ryu too much, because they don't really have, like, the dragon punch. Basically, the blonde chick in this does not have, like, all of the Japanese girl's moves, and is a carbon copy of the Japanese girl. Okay, so what else can I tell you? So this is a wrestling game, and it's got goofy stories, which is why I think it might be fun Let's Play. It also has a woman in a catsuit chained to a fence, and Aisha, she's the black girl in this game, although Japan, Konami, they couldn't bring themselves to really make her black, but they sort of made her black-ish. And there's, squirming and bondage, and that's, all good, I suppose. It's Konami, not all of Japan. I shouldn't stick all of Japan with this, but yeah, Konami has done their best to make the game sexy but creepy, and throw in every, sexy archetype they could think of, up to and including the blonde woman with ass cleavage. And the little spunky Japanese girl who's just sweet and good, and then the woman in the catsuit, and you're either into catsuits or you're not. I don't think anyone's kind of like mildly into catsuits. And it's a catsuit with an articulated tail. That's interesting. Don't know how that works. You will also have noticed by now that the theme music to this is some chick doing a cover of Yankee Rose. She's beautiful, alright. Look at my boobs. And as you see, like, even when going for the bow and arrow, which is like a real pro wrestling move, as realistic as pro wrestling moves get, she has a little extra back spasm to make sure we can see the boobs. What was I going to say about the theme song? Yeah, as disturbing as the idea of a fully erect David Lee Roth thinking about women and their apple pie, somehow for me it's even worse than this woman was doing it. Let's see, he salutes. I agree. We should definitely check who's going to salute. A little bit. Not that I have any problem with, women who like other women. I knew a couple of my old job. My old job was like half fundamentalist Christian, half lesbian, and then me. So, I was kind of the only one who wasn't either of those things. But Rumble Roses was there to soothe their troubled soul, although I didn't actually get this until pretty much after that, I don't think. But yeah, so this has been the most rambling, meandering discussion ever. I'll probably be a little more focused once I'm actually playing the game. But I wanted you to see the super creepy movie, which features 4 of the characters sort of prominently, and then has still photos of the characters that the programmers couldn't care about, like, Eichel and Makoto. Poor little Makoto. She's really stuck because her character is that she's the cute little innocent Japanese girl, but Reiko's already doing that, so she's like the alternate cute little Japanese girl. It's so sad for her. Okay, so now we're ready to start playing, and I'm pretty much going to cut off the video in a minute because there's all different stories, all different characters, and I'm going to do their stories individually and separately. Which means that, Reiko is going to be first, so you're going to get to see she has, perky little jack boobs, but she's also, she's the character that the story kind of centers around. Like, if they made an anime of this, and I think they may have actually done that, she's the one who would actually, ultimately save the day, and all the periphery characters would, not. Or they would help, and here's Makoto, she's the alternate backup, cute Japanese girl. That's Noble Rose. Evil Rose is the one that's the fault. She's Booby Cat Superwoman. Every character has it's a good and an evil form, and you have to unlock, unless you start out with the evil character like you do with Evil Rose and a couple of others. Generally speaking, you unlock their evil form by winning the game with a good form. So like Makoto Aihara, cute little good-natured Japanese girl next door kind of thing, except that she could kick your ass. She turns into Black Belt Demon, who's as pixelated as she is, she's ludicrously hot. She's basically Makoto after she's decided to, start slutting up a bit. And that's how most of them work. Like, you have a ninja who, you start out with her evil, but she turns good, which means that she dresses differently, but is still basically a ninja. And, you have the big blonde woman who could crush your skull between her boobs, who transforms into an evil stripper cop person, and so on and so forth. The evil, misbehaving schoolgirl character, because of course they have an evil misbehaving schoolgirl character. She turns into a cheerleader, because of course they have a cheerleader. This is a, horn dog game, folks. I have warned you. The teacher transforms, the Hanford teacher, who wears, clothes that you would not be allowed to wear to your job teaching, transforms into the dominatrix character, because, they gotta have one of those. Some of them are less obvious than others, what they're thinking about. Eigel is kind of the dumb character. She's has big boobs, but she's kind of not that bright. And she transforms into sort of the weird dragon lady Mongolian conqueror. I'm not really sure that is a popular sexual archetype in Japan. I've never heard of that, the Mongolian conqueror fetish in the States, but hey, what you gonna do? And there's an evil nurse, and so on and so forth. But when we come back, folks, I'm gonna start the Reiko storyline first, and I'll play through that, and then maybe play another one or two, and pick this up intermittently between other games. Should be a hoot. Hope you enjoy. Don't get too freaked out by the fact that it is, blatantly boob fest. And we will be back to start the first exciting and incredibly silly story in the next video. Hope you stick around and haven't been completely put off by, this so far. Bye-bye.